Final score from Arrowhead Stadium. Your Kansas City Chiefs, 19. The Los Angeles Chargers, 17. Now, I know people might be saying, hold on, Shaggy. Is this a repeat? Did I click on last week's show? Didn't you say the Chiefs won last week, 19-17? Yes. For the second week in a row, your Kansas City Chiefs get 1 offensive touchdowns and 4 field goals for Matthew Wright, the third-string kicker of the team this year. His 4th field goal made for your Kansas City Chiefs was a 31-yard doink off the left upright that won the ninth straight AFC West division in a row for your Kansas City Chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am with my co-anchor once again. You know him, you love him. The Kansas City Chiefs #1 draft pick in 1991 out of LSU, the 21st overall pick, Harvey Williams. Harvey, how you doing on another late Sunday night?
What's up, fam? Wow. Fairy tales, the Lucky Charms, the rabbit foot, the whole nine. I thought that was coming to an end tonight. So, I don't still see how, we still pulling out games like that, man. And it's just, just watching the game tonight, and as many, you remember we talked about this last week, man, the pounding that Mahomes is taking. I mean, he's taking a lot of hits and a lot, just a lot of pressure and different things. And I don't know, Shaq, I don't feel good about it, man. I didn't feel good about the win last week. I didn't feel good about the win the week before that. And this one right here was, I was sitting there, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I told my son, I said, I got a strange reason. I got a funny feeling in my tailbone right here, man. This dude is gonna hook this ball and he's gonna miss it. It just, and that's exactly what it did. It just so happened the ball bounced the other way. And it's just, I don't know. It's just hard to describe. I don't know.
Baca87 says, Shaggy, we'll put him on here. Thank you, Baca87. Shaggy, I told you we wouldn't lose that game, but my heart needs a break. I'm losing years off my life each week. Baca87, you and me both. And yes, on Arrowhead Allies, I predicted the Chargers to win because of the way the Chiefs had been playing. And if you tuned into our show last week, we said the Chiefs have some pressing issues at left tackle. We got to see DJ Humphries play today at left tackle. He was knocking off a lot of rust, and on the game-winning drive, he left with a leg injury. We don't know the extent of DJ Humphries' leg injury yet because Andy Reid just now getting up for his press conference. Hopefully, we will find out soon the specifics of DJ Humphries' leg injury because the left tackle position has been an issue ever since the Chiefs didn't retain Donovan Smith. And we can entertain the thought if DJ Humphries' season is over with the Chiefs, if they finally go back and get him. I mean, it's concerning. I mean, let's be honest. The Chiefs the Chiefs got a big help today by the Los Angeles Rams beating the Buffalo Bills 44-42. It was a high-scoring affair. It was fun to watch. But the Bills lost, and that really benefited the Chiefs. Extremely benefited the Chiefs because today's another sloppy win put the Chiefs up on Buffalo 2 games for the #1 seed and the only bye. It's really only a game and a half lead because if the Bills tie the Chiefs, they own the tiebreaker. But there's a lot of concerns to moving forward. The Chiefs had a nice offensive starting drive to start. And let's see with Janice Neville. Janice Neville says, Kansas City Chief all the way, baby. Show me state, win, win, win. Thank you, Janice. They showed you they can win. You're obviously a Missouri fan. You got to be happy with that win today over KU in basketball. But the opening drive, the Chiefs had a good drive going, but Patrick Mahomes hung onto the ball too long, and Chiefs had to settle for a 47-yard field goal attempt, which Matthew Wright made. And we had some plays. Diop, let's look at this picture. Diop had a game where he caught the only touchdown pass, and a big play was on the play that we had to settle for a field goal to go up 16-14. It was 3rd and 16 after a critical offensive post play was over. It was 3rd and 1, and Trey Smith decides he wants to headbutt defensive lineman. So now it's 3rd and 16, Chiefs trailing 14-13 with 5 minutes left in the game, and Patrick Mahomes throws a beautiful pass just when you think DeAndre Hopkins catches it. The defensive back knocks it out of his hands. Chiefs settled for a field goal. The Chargers went down and got their field goal. What'd you think of DeAndre Hopkins' game today, Harvey?
I mean, I think he played a hell of a game, man. That pass that you're talking about, that that was a wicked lick, man. I don't think anybody could have held on to that. I mean, D-Hop hands are probably 3 times, bigger than mine. I got some big hands, and he took a rib shot on that. But the one he scored when he looked like he bagged into the end zone, and Mahomes threw it really quick, and he looked like he almost somersaulted backwards into the end zone. But D-Hop played his game. It's a lot of things, that I saw today. Our defense played a little bit better. They got a little bit pressure up front, but it just overall as a whole team, man. When it comes down here to the end of the season, getting ready for the playoffs, I don't think we looked that great. And it's just with the wins that we're winning is by luck, and teams are giving us games, the easy games like what you just saw tonight. And I just don't know, man. When you start talking about Buffalo and the Baltimore teams like that's gonna come and can match us, position by position, physically can match us. I think we're gonna have a problem with that. And I just think, like I said earlier, I just think Mahomes is taking a lot of punishment, Shaggy, and I just don't see him holding up, man. I mean, he's a superstar, and I just hopefully, DJ Humphries came in, did his thing today. I think the first series, I think we ran the ball like 8 or 9 times.
Yes.
Trying to get him acclimated. But I saw something. He has been sitting at home eating Twinkies, and for us to think that he's going to come out there and dominate. There's a lot of things that I saw in his fundamentals. He wasn't moving his feet, and at the end of the game, I don't think it's anything serious. I just think he just was cramping and just lost a whole lot of fluids and different things. But that's normal.
Let's hope that's what it is. Let's hope it's just cramps.
Yeah, I just watching him, I think that's what it is. But
hope and pray. That's all. It is.
Yeah. He's been sitting at home, man, and you can say you've been working out, but when you're working out in the National Football League with the team, that's a whole different type of workout. And I just think it's going to take him a while to get acclimated, to get back in the heat of things and get his body acclimated to the heat. And with all that equipment on, he's going to be dehydrated. So I think he was just cramping at the end of the game.
I love your optimism. I hope you're right, buddy. It's Chris Hughes. Shaggy, we did it again. Unbelievable unless you're a Chiefs fan. Thank you. It's Chris. And John Harrison says, a win is a win. You never apologize for a win. Chargers do have one of the best defenses in the league. I will say this. People criticize the close win in Carolina. The Panthers took Philly to the wire today in Philadelphia. They've been playing better than their record. Definitely agree 110% with our man, John Harrison. Appreciate you always, John. And, it was sensational. Frank Cazzaro says, good evening, Shaggy and Harvey. Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, what's up, Frank?
Zach Pearson says, Matthew Wright can do no wrong. I'll tell you what. He's kicked 8 field goals in the last 2 games that were the difference in the Chiefs winning both games by 2 points.
Right.
Zach Pearson with the freaking shot. The Chiefs win 19-17 2 weeks in a row at home against division rivals, and it's because of Matthew Wright, who is a perfect 8 for 8 in field goal attempts, and he made it nerve-wracking today, definitely. Paul Zogby says, winners win? Definitely. And but we all got to keep it real. Yes, winners win, and Andy Reid has got a long freaking resume of being a winner, and we all know that he's got a winner. He's a first-ballot Hall of Fame head coach.
Right.
But we have these concerns. We have these concerns. I mean, I'm a nervous wreck. My lips are chapped. I had to break out the chapstick all game. I've been freaking biting my tongue, my lip, thinking, man, we're going to lose this game. But, Harvey, when you look at Jim Harbaugh, what did you think he brought to the Los Angeles Chargers this year? Because they're still in the running for a wild card, and there's a chance, even if Chiefs get home field advantage, we will see them again. What is your concern about facing the Chargers the third time in January?
I think they'll be the main. If you look at both the brothers, they are very physical. They when he was with the 49ers, same type of football, hard nose, going to be physical, going to be right there at the end to battle with you. I ended up playing against him when he's the quarterback for the Colts. He's he's a tough guy, man, and it shows through his players. Being there, not long, but he's turned that organization around. They're gonna be something that we're gonna have to deal with. And I think we'll see them again. And they came out, they played us hard. They can match us. Not quarterback to quarterback, but overall as a football team, I think the Chargers is a scary team. And hopefully, we won't make it this hard the next time we see them, but I think they will make the playoffs, and I think we will see them again.
Mahomes again took 4 sacks today, Harvey. Chris Collinsworth commented on Sunday Night Football on NBC, concerned about all the hits that Patrick Mahomes has taken this year.
Yeah, we've been talking about that though, Shaq. I've been talking about this for a whole month, man. I mean, he's taken way too many shots, and eventually that's going to catch up. I think they did. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was John Alt's son, Rashawn Slater and John Alt. They were talking about past pressures and different things like that. They didn't give up a sack or give a pressure. That's the type of line play that we need to keep that man healthy. And I ended up playing with John Alt. He was a hell of a offensive lineman, and his son is doing a hell of a job. But when they put that that stat up there, I was like, wow, no pressures, no sacks. That's what we need, and we're really struggling at the tackle position. So we got a new guy in there. I don't know what else we need to do, but we need to hurry up and fix that, man.
Yeah,
we really do.
Justin Ham says keeping hospitals open in Kansas City with these heart attacks.
Yeah,
definitely heart attacks and chapped lips and upset stomachs. Jake Bucket says it's incredible. It most certainly is. Kurt Thacker says, man, my fellow, why they got to do this every week? Call it 2 every week now. You know what? He's right. And his Jake Buckox. Jake Buckox says, what a clutch performance, doink the division on to Cleveland. Wow,
yeah.
Definitely.
Hey, let me ask you, did you think he missed it?
I thought he did.
I did too.
I had a bad feeling, just like you said when you were talking about when you said with your son. I said to my wife, I said, this is unfair to depend on this kid to make this.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure, man. I was telling my son, he's like, you crazy. He gonna kick that right down the middle. I'm like, man, you got the whole country is watching, and I thought it probably would get blocked, but I knew for a fact that he was gonna hook it because I'm looking at him on the sidelines. He had that weird look on his face, man. But
Right.
Yeah. Hey, the one thing about kickers, bro, they are weird and they by themselves. And you can tell by the mannerisms and the body language on the sideline, they don't want anybody around him. I'm watching him, and he just looked weird right before that kick, and he hooked it. He hooked it, but it worked out, and I had to go in there and change my diaper once again for the third or fourth time, and it's just, man, hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I love Kansas City. I'm a fan. I played for the organization, and I playing the game as long as I have, I just know it's going to come playoff time. The level goes up about 20 degrees, bro. 20 levels, I mean, and about 3,000 or 4,000 degrees. And the way we're playing right now, Shaggy, it's just, I know we just won the division, but it just don't look right. It don't feel right, bro.
It
You
doesn't.
agree or disagree?
I agree 100%. I predicted the Chiefs to lose twice this year, once in San Francisco, and they proved me way wrong. They stopped the Niners, I think, by 21. And that was the biggest lopsided win all year. And I just didn't feel it. I thought it was too much pressure to put on DJ Humphries. And
Right.
I thought the way they're not protecting Mahomes, he's taking a beating. I'm concerned. But they came out and won this game. Do they look like a team that's about to three-peat? No. They don't. They look like a team. They look like a team that knows how to win at the end because they've done it consistently. But we have to be real and say there are concerns that the Chiefs do need to address. They're not scoring in the red zone. They've scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games, once against the Raiders and once against the Chargers, and it took 4 field goals. And until they show that they're consistent, then it was until they get these issues addressed, then there's always going to be that concern, even if they do get home field. Sean Williams says that doink was even felt at Shaggy's crib as he is a short country drive from Arrowhead, baby. Your Kansas City Chiefs sent the boys back to LA with a L. Thank you, Rams for day 2. Thank you, Sean. It's a short drive to the countryside, baby. You know what's up.
Hey, man, I'm gonna say this not to cut you. You know what I didn't understand tonight was the whole thing how they use Kareem tonight, man.
We're gonna look at those stats here a second.
Okay, yeah, that kind of threw me off, man. I thought that I would think it would be the reverse. You bring Pacheco in there and let Kareem do his thing, and I know we got a 2-headed dragon, but I just feel like to be phasing Kareem out, I just think that's gonna come back and bite us in the ass. Further down the line, man. I just think we have to get that big guy going. Then Pacheco come in and let Hunt do his thing and soften the defense up. And I guarantee you the holes will be a whole lot more bigger when Pacheco comes in there, man. I just think by doing it the way we're doing, I don't agree. The other way around how they using Kareem right now.
I agree. Darian McGowan says lucky. Are we lucky, Harvey? Are we lucky? Are the Chiefs lucky? Are the Chiefs lucky?
I just in the right place at the right time. But it didn't happen 5 times this year, 4 or 5 times. That silver and black gave it to him. The center.
Oh,
I don't know what he was doing. I think he was, daydreaming or whatever. And then the whole Carolina game that was another one. Tonight it's just too close for comfort. And I know I just keep beating a dead horse to death. No. I just think when it comes down to the getting ready for the Nutty Buddy, bro, it's gonna be a different animal. Playoff games are totally different, and Mahomes, I've been having nightmares, seeing him, not finishing the game because of all the licks that he's taking.
Right. Paul Zogby says I saw one of the replays and Wright's plant foot slipped slightly. I think that's why it doinked, maybe, but thank God it doinked on the inside of the upright rather than the outside.
Right.
That would have been even worse. So, Harvey, let me see what Kurt Thacker says. Man, that 3rd and 10 late that Worthy came running back from was really nice. Nice to see from the rookie. Indeed, Worthy had some showed that he's playing better. But let's look at these stats for your Kansas City Chiefs this afternoon or this evening and see what we're looking at. Patrick Mahomes was 24-37 for 210 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco was 14 for 55, and Mahomes was second rushing, 4 for 17. Kareem Hunt had 5 for 16, and P. Ryan had 1 for 3. Worthy had 1 for 5 on a sweep. What do you think about the running game there, Harvey? What I want to say about the running game is the first drive, we ran the ball. Isaiah Pacheco carried 5 rushes for 16 yards on our very first drive. And the Chiefs settled for a field goal after a sack. When you look at the overall stats in this game, Harvey, what do you think of the running game?
Not that good, man. I just like I was saying earlier a few minutes ago, I think Hunt should be the man, and he's been the man for since Pacheco has went out. Not take anything from Pacheco. I like him, but I think the big guy has been doing his thing, and let him keep grinding, let him keep busting up rocks, and then Pacheco can come in there. He's faster, loosen it up. It's almost about like when me and a guy named Napoleon Kaufman played together in the backfield. I do the dirty work, and then Napoleon would come in and do his thing. And I think if Hunt is not touching the ball, I think that's going to come back and bite us in the ass further down the line, man. We have to get that guy going, keep him consistent, and feed him the ball, and bring the home run hitter in there behind him after the defense has been softened up. That's just my opinion, but I think that's the way we should go. They're gonna keep doubling Kelsey. Gray didn't really do anything today, and it's just I got a weird feeling, man. I think P-Ron should be more involved. What's Worthy? 1 for 5. I think
sweet.
Yeah. Hopkins gonna have to get more involved, more in tune. Schuster, with 2 for 31. I just think those stats are gonna have to be in the 60 or the 70 range for us to repeat and win a Super Bowl this year. But we really do have to fix that line play, the tackle play. And I don't know what we need to do, but we need to fix it soon and right now, not yesterday.
Right, I agree. Travis Kelce was the leading receiver, 5 for 45. Worthy was 5 for 41. D-Hop was 4 for 32. Juju Smith-Schuster was targeted twice, and he caught both balls for 31 yards. You're right. These receivers that you just listed, and when you look at these stats, do need to be more active. The Chiefs are struggling in the red zone, and we point at the offensive tackle position, but we also have to take into consideration, are we running the ball at the right time, and are we passing the ball at the right time? Because the last 2 games in critical situations, the Chiefs have faced 3rd and 2, and Mahomes is running around trying to throw it 35 yards down the field to D-Hop. They said the pass interference on D-Hop was the ball was uncatchable. That's neither here nor there because it was 3rd and 2. They did it again in the first quarter. They did it with the game on the line against the Raiders last week. It was 3rd and 2 at the Raiders 40. Mahomes tried to hit Xavier Worthy 35 yards down the field. And I'm thinking, man, the play is right there. Isn't there anybody that can run underneath, that can make the catch, that can extend these drives where they don't have to go down the field? It just seems like with the nail that you've been pounding today, Harvey, is that the Chiefs, there's something amiss. There's something there that they're just not in sync. When the Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes' MVP season in 2018, his first one, the Chiefs didn't have a good defense, so Patrick Mahomes was putting up games on a Monday Night Football game against the Rams where we lost 54-51. We know how Mahomes can play.
Yeah,
so
right.
It is a concern that they're playing that way. And let's see what the people are saying. Our man John Harrison says Mahomes just said early on he thinks he stepped up and rolled into them looping pressures. They planned for his motion in the pocket. At times he had time to throw, but held the ball too long. Once they started throwing quicker routes, it helped. They need to do more of that. Quick routes help the pass rush. What do you think of that, Harvey?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say it again. When Mahomes is holding on the ball, man, the wide receivers are not getting any separation. Between me and you, Mahomes don't want to get hit. So, what I'm seeing right now is just the wide receivers are not getting any separation. D-Hop is getting a little bit of separation, but Xavier Worthy should be, 3-4 yards, and when he comes in across, when he's running, in cuts, he should be accelerating across the field with separation. Probably even more than what Tyreek was doing in his heyday, if that makes sense.
It does.
And I think, Kelsey is an old man. He's consistent. If you're going to dink and dunk it to him and great. But the guys that's on the outside, like Xavier and who else we got? Schuster. Those guys got to get separation, man. They're not getting separation. And that's why Mahomes is holding on the ball. Then he has to start creating, start moving around, playing like he's playing, in the backyard, with your homeboys. And I think that's going to lead to him getting hurt. And, we got to get some separation. As far as him holding on the ball, too long. I just think the guys are not getting open as they were a couple of years ago.
Darian McGowan says, absolutely, the team is just consistent. Come playoff time, it's going to get more difficult and more complex.
Correct.
Not scoring TDs will not get the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. I can assure that. Great point, Darian. Appreciate your comments. And, we know it. That you got to believe the Chiefs know it. Randall Lechner says, still when you have time and you're on the 19-yard line, go for the TD and not leave it up to a doink kicker or kick it on third down so you have a second chance. Geez. Randall, I'm always concerned with that. I always want to get as close as possible because when you look at the Chiefs' NFL history, I don't remember when the Chiefs played on Christmas Day, 1971 at Old Municipal Stadium. The game was tied, and Ed Podolak took the kickoff, and he returned it deep. He returned it well into field goal range, and Lynn Dawson took 3 knees, set up Jan Stenerud for a game-winning 30-yard field goal attempt. So when the Chiefs got to the 12, I knew it was going to be a 30-yard field goal attempt, but Mahomes took 2 knees and the ball went back a yard. I know I'm nitpicking something from 53 years ago to this game.
Yeah,
but still, you want to get as close as you can. So I kind of wish they would have handed off to Kareem for a few more yards just to make it even more of a chance. Harvey, we both felt we both were concerned that it came down to Matthew Wright, but he made it in. If you're on the Chiefs, how do you feel about Matthew Wright?
I'm gonna say, bro, I wouldn't put that much pressure on somebody like that, bro. I just like you just said, get a ball to Kareem and make the way Kareem has been running. Maybe he breaks it and they don't have to come down to a field goal.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Maybe we score right then, but I just think for a young guy that that has never been put in that position. I know he's been doing his thing, but that's a lot of pressure. I wouldn't want to put that. I wouldn't want to put that on myself. I wouldn't want to put that on you, Shaq. And if you got the guys that can punch it in there, let them punch it in there, and then we won't have to be having heart attacks and strokes and high blood pressure and then all that what we had tonight. Because I truly, when the ball took off, man, I truly almost blanked out and just passed out because I actually thought he missed it.
I thought he'd missed it too. Kurt Thacker says, I agree, Harvey. I'd like to see Kareem Hunt get about 60-40 split with Pacheco. Indeed, we all would. Kevin Capel says, Shaggy, luckily your pick was wrong. Thank God it was wrong. I love it being wrong.
But hey, you a visionary, bro. You know football, you know X's and O's. Eventually, this horse is gonna break down. It's gonna come to a screeching halt. And we're the defending champions, man. It shouldn't come down to that. It shouldn't come down to that. We should be kicking as they say where I come from. We should be kicking ass and taking names. And that's we got teams that are giving us hand-me-outs, and we're too great of a organization, too great of a football team to be just barely winning games and looking like we've been looking the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Right. Frank Catsarso says, frustrating night. Offensive play calling is a disaster. The one time near the end of the second half that Casey used a rhythm offense, it was flawless. Again, at the end of the first half, rest of the game sucked. Yes, what they did was it looked like it looked like classic Warren Moon to me because they put P. Ryan out and Patrick Mahomes was getting rid of it on a 3 or 4 step drop. And it was just like, yes, let's keep that tempo up. It was no huddle. I know that's not the Chiefs' identity. I know that's not Andy Reid's offensive scheme or his ideas, but it just seems like when Mahomes gets the snap, even if he has a perfect pocket for 2.5 seconds, he won't stay in the pocket and throw it while the pocket's breaking down. He gets the hell out of there. Do I blame him? No, because the way the left tackle position's been, but still you get the feeling like there was a play on the Chiefs' second drive. We started the drive by hitting DeAndre Hopkins for 6 yards. Now 2nd and 4th to 36. The Chiefs used a beautiful play action pass where Mahomes went deep in the pocket to his left. He had 5.2, 5.3 seconds to throw the ball, and he didn't. And then the pockets are down. He'll run up into the pocket and take a sack. And I'm thinking to myself, man, You mean to tell me, I haven't looked at the all 22 footage yet, but you mean to tell me there was nobody running free across the middle saying, here I am, during that whole time that he had a full time to throw? Yes, it is concerning. And I'll say this, the defense was lights out in the first half, 13-0.
Yeah.
But the Chargers scored on their only 3 possessions in the second half. Touchdown, field goal.
Yeah, but the Chargers started running the ball in the second half too. It was,
Yes.
that run defense was getting ready to show up with what we've been seeing for the last, 4 or 5 weeks, man. And I like when Mahomes, on his third step or fifth step, the ball is coming out. That's the classic West Coast offense, what Joe Montana used to run with Jerry Rice back in the days, man. And we don't have the offensive lineman to be back there, massaging on the ball and ordering wings and French fries, to be, massaging the ball, as you say, patting on it. We don't have the offensive line to do that. So, third step, the ball got to be coming out. Fifth step, the ball has to be coming out, West Coast style, classic West Coast style. I think Travis, I think he evolves a whole lot more better in that type of offense with the ball coming out, really quick. But I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep saying it, man. We got to protect number 15. And if not, it's going to be a long season. We're going to be crying, and people going to be wanting to, do something silly if Kansas City don't repeat this coming year. And we should repeat. And I think we can repeat, but we just got to, sort that, them edges up, as they say. We got to get them edges tight on the offensive line.
Well, the Chiefs sacks, Nick Bolton had 1 sack, and Tershawn Wharton, they call him Turk, Wharton had 2 sacks. So we had 3 sacks, and the Chargers moved the ball because of the running game, because of that offense. Mike Nolan, or what was offensive coordinator's name? I can't remember his name. He was out of football last year for the Chargers. Anyway, to their point is they had a good offense. We saw what the Chargers were all about offensively in the second half.
Right.
Justin Herbert is tough as nails, man, because I thought 2 years ago in the home opener, the Chiefs really beat the crap out of him, and he was holding his ribs. He really took a beating today in the first half. And for him to come back, what can you say about Justin Herbert?
Oh, he's a superstar. I like him. I liked him when he came out of college. I thought that he was going to Miami because they were trying to figure out they were going to take Tua or him, and the coach that got fired that wanted Herbert. I forgot what his name was, but he's a defense coordinator for
the Rams.
The Rams right now. Yeah. And I really think if you switch, excuse me,
was his name Staley? Their old head coach.
Yeah. If you switch, put Herbert with Miami right now with them weapons he got instead of Tua, it's a whole different ball game, man. So I've always liked Herbert, and with their running game with with Gus the Bus was running the rock. What's his name? I forgot the other running back. He got hurt. They got a nasty run game.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah,
Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins back for the playoffs, and he was having a really good season.
Yeah, he's the truth, man. He really is. Both of those cats was at Baltimore at the same time.
Yes.
So they brought the Chinese connection to LA, and we're gonna see them guys again, man. And it's gonna be a different ball game, but we gotta be rocking on all cylinders.
Yeah, and Kevin Campbell says, Shaggy, luckily your pick was wrong. Thank God it was.
John Harrison, you.
Yeah, John Harrison says he predicted on Arrowhead Allies the Chiefs would win 20-17. He was off by a point. Thank God the Chiefs have had good kickers, first, second, and third string, because, man, we needed all these kicks. And you don't apologize for winning the AFC West 9 times in a row.
Right.
So while we are critical, we need to be positive for the Kansas City Chiefs winning the AFC West 9 times in a row. Harvey, you played in this division for 8 years. When you look and see what the Chiefs have done for 8 seasons in a row, 9 seasons in a row, winning the AFC West, what do you think about that achievement?
That's impressive, man. A lot of organizations don't do that, can't do that, and it goes to show the Hunts are doing what they're supposed to do. Putting the right pieces out there on the football field. Winning Super Bowls, and hopefully we can win a Super Bowl this year. But they're doing the right things and trying. When you see something broke, they try to go out and bring pieces in to fix it. The only bad thing about this ain't Walmart. So you're talking about, guys that have been sitting at home, that hasn't been doing anything. You're bringing these guys in to fix a leak, like Hunt, like DJ, and that's what it's going to take. But we got to bring the right people in at the right time, and so you can't say they're not trying. They really are trying. But we're talking about the National Football League, and you're talking about world-class athletes. And, if you're not on your game, you can get your ass kicked, man. You really are.
Well, this is how Patrick Mahomes looked again for the second week in a row. Patrick Mahomes holds his head after the Chiefs win their second week in a row, 19-17. That's how it looks when you win your ninth. The Chiefs win their ninth straight AFC West championship. That's how Mahomes has looked for 2 wins in a row at home. Matthew Wright, that's how he looked. Andy Reid gave a big hug to Isaiah Pacheco as soon as that ball doinked in.
Yeah.
The Wolf was happy. He was right there for the spot. The Charger defender was unhappy. Harrison Butker was happy for the Chiefs and his third-string kicker to make the kick. Harvey, the third-string kicker is number 49 because the NFL lifted that rule where kickers don't have to, or wide receivers can take single-digit numbers, and so can cornerbacks. When you see a kicker out there with a number 40 number, doesn't that look odd to you? It looks odd.
Yeah, man. I didn't know the rule. I thought it was you just telling me something that I didn't know. I when I saw it a couple of weeks ago, I was like, why does he have on a number 49? Because you always see kickers with single numbers, single digits and things like that. So I didn't know it was a new rule, but it looks weird to me. It don't look like football to me when you got a kicker that got number 49 on. So yeah, that's weird.
Harvey, I got to ask you this, and I need you to break it down. Because this is the geek question of the night, okay?
You my brother, bro. I don't think you know geek, man.
Okay, but
let it rip.
No NFL player has changed their football jersey number in the middle of the season since Harvey Williams changed his jersey number week 2 of 1992. You changed it to number 22, and on your second carry, you suffered a severe turf toe injury, keeping you out for 5 weeks in a row. So when you came back, you went back to number 44. I got 2 questions, and I want to ask this one first. Why did you wait till week 2 to change your number to 22? Why didn't you do it before the season began a week earlier?
Well, it was a guy that had the number when I first got to Kansas City, was trying to charge me like $15,000 to $20,000, and I told him to, kiss my ass. I'm not going for that. And I tell you the truth, man, I hate the number 44. I wore that number in high school, and I got that number retired in high school. But
when you guys beat the Chargers week 1 in 1992, you're still number 44. How soon after that game did you go up to the equipment manager and say, I want to be number 22?
Like right after it was over with.
So
give me my number. And I think what's his name? Is Kenny Gamble or something like that? Yeah, like they was like, I think he was like throwing me a ride home or something like that. And I was pissed off that he was charging me that enough to get my, try to get my number, man. So I really had a problem with him. Sorry, Kenny, but wanted my number. But I wore that number in high school, and I got that number retired 44, and I didn't like it back then. I had like 2 uncles and like 3 cousins wore that number, and they're all running backs, and I got that number retired. So they made me wear number 44. And then, when I got to LSU, I wanted number 2, and they said I couldn't wear number 2. So I ended up wearing number 22. And, I went to Kansas City, I wanted 22, and they was like, no, somebody used that.
So your whole rookie season, you're number 44.
Yes.
First game in 1992 against the Chargers, you're number 44. Then Kenny Gamble's gone. He's gone. Now it's you, and you tell the equipment guy you want to be number 22. Did he say anything like, oh man, you should have asked me last week and you could have had it at the beginning of the season? Or did you say, oh yeah, I'll get to it right now, Harvey?
I told him like, give me my number, bro. That's going to be a problem. So he ended up, So he ended up giving me my number, and then the first time I wore it, man, I'm getting turf toe, and I'm very, very shaken. When I tell you superstitious, man, like I'm a creature of habit, man. If I do the same thing, every day. I drink my coffee the same way, a certain way. I cut my hair a certain way, and I'm just very, 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 very superstitious. So, yeah. So that's the story. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, so you're number 22, week 2 in practice. Your second carry, you get turf toe. When you knew the extent of your injury, when you were sitting there on the sidelines knowing that you're not going back to the game, did you think, I got to get this freaking jersey back? I got to get this number 22 off. I need to go back to number 44. Did you think that when that was going on? Or did you wait till the end of the game and say to the equipment manager, hey, I got a request. Can I change back to 44? And was it hard to switch back to 44, go before week 3?
No, immediately when they got me off the field, and I sat on the sidelines. I said, "Hey, man, give me my number 44 back." And Marty Shotton thought I was crazy anyway, and I thought he was gonna kick up a lot of dust and give me a hard time, but he didn't say anything, and he was like, I like you better than 44 anyway. So that's how that story happened, and the next game when I did come back a couple of weeks later, I had number 44 back on. And then, but when I went back to the Raiders, I ended up getting my number 22 back. So, I'm kind of screwed up in the head. I'm a weirdo, and that's what happened.
You were gone for 5 weeks with that turf toe, and I remembered I expected you to be number 22 in the game. And then the Chiefs played the Cowboys. I think it was October 17th. I didn't even know you were back for 44 until you came in the second quarter and busted off a 15-yard run. I said, Harvey's back, and he's back at number 44. What happened to 22? He changed.
Yeah. Hey, the shoes I had on, I ended up throwing them away, burning them. It's just, I'm weird when it comes to stuff like that, man. Just, the number, I don't know what, I think I end up keeping the jersey, and I end up throwing that jersey away. I had to buy the jersey and ended up throwing the jersey away, and it's buried somewhere in Kansas City somewhere. And yeah, man. So very superstitious when it comes to stuff like that. If a black cat walk across my path, I'll go crazy. I'll start drinking acid or doing something really crazy, something really strange.
Okay, so the game ends. You tell the equipment manager you want to be number 44. You immediately threw away your 22 Chiefs Williams jersey.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
There wasn't any diehard fan you think
no.
want to give to? Is it because you felt it was bad luck?
No, I just felt like something was wrong after that happened. I was just like a bad omen had came over me, and I just, my wife would tell you, bro, I get weirded out by different things like that. I'm like, this is not right. I gotta go back to number 44, and they didn't give me a hard time. I ended up taking the jersey home, and they made me buy the jersey, and I got rid of it. So I ended up getting back 44. So yeah.
Well, you kicked ass in 44 with the Chiefs, and it's an interesting story only because of today. At least I wish I mean, the only reason I bring that up is because when you look at the rules in the NFL, the jersey numbers of the player have to be by Labor Day.
Wow. Well, I didn't know that.
And you cannot switch after Labor Day. So if somebody comes to the team, like DeAndre Hopkins was always number 10, when he came to the team, he couldn't switch with Isaiah Pacheco to get his number 10 back because this rule has been in place. That's why you need to be in the Hall of Fame. This story needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
So you telling me something I never even knew that, man. So yeah, I know. You brought it up before, and I thought you was playing around. I didn't know they could. Yeah, wow.
You cannot change your number after Labor Day. I wish I knew when the rule came in place, because Harvey Williams proved there was no rule in 1992 when he wore number 22 for one game, and I think it is a cool historic moment. Is it anything noteworthy? Yes, in my book it is, because of that new rule. All right, let's get to these people. What are they saying? John Harrison says back in the 60s, Lou Graza, the kicker, the toe kicked for Cleveland. He was an offensive tackle and wore number 76. Yes, he could kick. Cal Cox says the Chiefs, and then he says Chiefs suck. He must not be a Chiefs fan. And Kurt Thacker says Shaggy is the mega mind. No, I'm no smarter than your average Joe, Kurt. You're probably got a lot more smarts than me. I just remember the little idiosyncrasies in the rules and how they're all played now. And I thought the next time I saw Harvey Williams, he was going to be number 22 since he changed it. But he came out in Dallas and busted a 15-yard run up the middle, back in number 44. And that's why I got this jersey behind me.
Yeah, I see it, man.
21 years ago.
Yeah, I got one up there too.
Yeah.
You see mine? I don't know if you can see it, but
it's in the white.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Is that rookie season?
Yeah, that's my rookie. Yes.
Kick ass.
Yeah. But I don't have a 22
cheat. Yeah.
I don't have a cheat. Yeah. That I'm telling you, it's in Kansas City in a yard somewhere, in a ditch somewhere. Very, 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 very superstitious.
You said, I'm getting rid of that.
Yeah.
But Harvey, I think that's I don't understand why they put that rule into place. I guess with now so many people buying jerseys, they don't want somebody to buy a jersey. Then they say, well, they changed their number. But specifically to Patrick Mahomes, when he was the Chiefs' #1 draft pick, I believe he wanted number 5, since that's the number he wore at Texas Tech.
Wow.
But our kicker at the time, Cairo Santos, was number 5, and Mahomes has said, oh well, I'll just take another number. That's how level-headed he is. And when you see everything that Patrick Mahomes has done, he's 29 now. He has his 3rd child on the way. He's the face of not only the Kansas City Chiefs, he's the face of the NFL.
Yes, he is.
We know Patrick Mahomes has these issues on the offensive line. He's trying to do something that's unprecedented by having a three-peat. The closest the 2 teams have gotten to it was in 1976. The Pittsburgh Steelers were going for a three-peat. They lost the AFC Championship game in Oakland. In 1990, the San Francisco 49ers were going for a three-peat at home in a game that was close, like the Chiefs play. It was 13-13. Leonard Marshall knocked Joe Montana out of football for a year and a half until he returned to the Chiefs. Well, he did play one game of the 49ers in 92 the next season. But still, when you look in totality what Patrick Mahomes is going through, what he has done, where he is right now, and I want to ask you the same question I asked Pat Mahomes Sr. on Arrowhead Allies, Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
I asked Pat Mahomes Sr., I said, Pat, are we being too hard on Patrick, just demanding that he keeps on being great and winning this three-peat? And he just said, Shaggy, we're lucky. Patrick Mahomes, his son is focused on winning. Harvey, when you look at it from a fan and a former 8-year NFL career running back, where Patrick Mahomes is now, what do you think he needs to do to make that next step to get the three-peat that no other NFL team has accomplished?
I think he's doing it, Shaggy. My only thing, I just think Patrick needs to stay healthy. I think we need to, I'm gonna keep saying we need to protect him. If we protect him, he's when it's all said and done, man. I mean, I've seen Elway, I've seen Marino, I played with Montana. I was in the era of Brady, but when they closed the books and history, I really think he's going to be the greatest of all time. I mean, you're seeing it. He's our Michael Jordan. He's a Michael Jordan. What you're seeing, how Michael Jordan was back in his heyday, and we seeing it, and he's doing it. I know he got a couple of pieces around him, but if we can get that offensive line tight, man, I think he's only 29 years old. Brady played till he's in his 40s, so he could 8, 9, 10 Super Bowls when it's all said and done. I really believe that. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, get out of here with all that." But if we can keep number 15 protected, I think the sky's the limit, and he's gonna be the greatest of all time. I really do believe that, and I'm a fan, man. So when he's running around and extending plays, it makes me nervous. It really does. I get sick to my stomach because I know it's just a matter of time. Somebody gonna take a shot, even though if you're gonna get kicked out the game or get 15 yards. I've been in locker rooms. I know what goes on behind the scenes, and if you have somebody that can take somebody out, they actually do it, so you don't have to deal with it.
Great point, Harvey. Yeah. And Harvey, Patrick Mahomes was born Sunday, September 17th, 1995.
Wow.
Do you remember that game? Do you remember that day?
1995?
September 17th. See if you remember.
I
September
remember,
17th.
I remember when I was doing 1995. I don't remember when he was being born, though. You know.
I'll tell you what. The day Patrick Mahomes was born, a referee got in Tim Brown's way on a crossing pass.
He was being. Oh, don't tell me that. You know, I still had nightmares about that, man. Because I had, I was coming back to Airhead. I had something to prove. And
you had two touchdowns.
Oh.
But anyway, okay, we've talked about this before. You and Derek Thomas sharing the moment after 1994. It was you and, like I said before, you and Derek Thomas were arm in arm walking off the field.
Yeah.
Big smile on your face. And back then, 30 years ago, opposing teams weren't doing that. I got to know, Harvey, what were you doing when James Hasty scored the touchdown? Did you congratulate any Chiefs players, your former teammates, or did you go right to the locker room after James Hasty took that interception 70 yards?
No, man. I was close to Derek and Neil and those guys, and Dan Salmour and Grunhart and all those guys. Man, I went and gave them a hug, and them guys know. When I was playing for Kansas City, I played my ass off and I left everything out on the football field. So it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything about a great. I just wanted to. I had something to prove to Marty. That was my whole thing, because he said he gave me a chance, and I felt like he didn't give me a chance. So when I came back to Airhead, I just want to prove that I was a hell of a football player. So that's Derek gave me a hug and gave me a kiss, and along with Neil and Simeon and Tracy and all. I played with him and against him in high school at Sweeney. So I had a good relationship with those guys in Kansas City, and until this day, with Bill Jones and those guys, man. So, at heart, you cut me open, man. I'm silver and black, but I'm gonna bleed, that red and gold too. So, I always, my family, I got my kids still live in Kansas City, and I'm a Chief fan.
On the day Patrick Mahomes was born, and I can say this confidently, especially for the people in my section of Section 110, on the day that Patrick Mahomes was born, if the referee didn't get in Tim Brown's way and the Raiders win that game, Harvey Williams would have been the MVP of that game, because you were phenomenal that game. You had 2 rushing touchdowns. You were great out of the backfield. And I kept thinking, as Jeff Hostetler was marching it down the field and you were in field goal range, I said, Harvey Williams is going to be the MVP of this game.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the referee gets in Tim Brown's way. James Hasty interception, takes it 70 yards. And then Patrick Mahomes is born. The great Patrick Mahomes is born that game. That day.
Yeah.
You can find out what time. Because when James Hasty took that interception back 70 yards, it was probably about 3:20, 3:15 Central Time. I got to find out if he was born after that, because they might be. So we need to look that up. Harvey, this was an excellent show. We'd like to thank our viewers for staying up with us. But before we go, we got to get what was Harvey's hip hip hooray from tonight's game.
Hey, that damn doink. That field goal that should have went way left and made it. So that's my hip hop array. I mean, we won the game, but I got a glass of a glass of Alka-Seltzer over here, man, and that was rough, because I thought he kicked the ball out the stadium way to the left. So that's my hip array.
All right, and now Harvey's hell nah of tonight's game.
Nothing illegal about it. His head's in front. Bang! Down he goes. Now look at
Harvey, your hell nah from tonight.
Man, I just made Kareem Hunt, man. Come on, guys, get that man the ball, give him the rock. So that's my hell nah. I felt bad for him tonight, because when he got in there, he was trying to make things happen. But if you don't have a rhythm and you don't get that rhythm going, man, you're not gonna really do anything. And I really think Kansas City should flip that. I know Pacheco is the man, but I think Kareem has been doing it since he got off the couch and came, and I think it's going to take both of them to be the leaders to the Super Bowl this year. I really do.
Well, we got a noon start next Sunday in cold Cleveland. Cleveland is fierce. Jameis Winston, say what you want about him. he's going to throw the football. And
That's going to be rough.
Or it's not. He's kind of like that home run hitter in baseball that'll hit 44 home runs, but he'll also lead the majors in strikeouts and have only a 200 batting average. It's just like he's hit or miss, so he's not scared. He's very physical. He's in your face. And if their kicker, Hopkins, I can't remember his first name, but I was watching the Steelers Browns game today, and he missed a 42-yarder, and then the very next drive, he missed a 38-yarder, and they were down 10, and I'm thinking, man, those 2 field goals would have helped. Cleveland was in the game.
Yeah.
Cleveland is a formidable foe.
Yes, they are.
The Chiefs' concerns that they have, they've shown the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Harvey, what do the Chiefs have to do to go to Cleveland on a cold December afternoon and win in Cleveland?
It's going to be hard, man. Cleveland is not a pushover. Everybody that goes to Cleveland is going to tell you Cleveland is physical. They're going to come out and, try to pound the ball. They're physical on defense, and they have a really, really good defense. And, it's going to be a struggle, but, hopefully they can pull it out. But it's, playing in Cleveland is very hard. That's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game for us.
And how many times did you play in Cleveland?
Twice.
Okay.
Twice. Yeah.
And how was it?
I think we won. Huh?
Was the weather a factor at all?
Yeah, one time in Kansas City, it was cold, man. It was very, very, very cold. I thought Kansas City was cold, but it gets cold up there in Cleveland, bro. So, one time, for Kansas City. And we played them another time when we played at the Raiders. But Cleveland is very hard, very, very hard team to play again, and they're gonna come to play.
Yeah, even though their record isn't very good, they got a lot to play for.
Yeah, that means nothing.
And the Chiefs now have a cushion. They're 12-1, and they have it'll say they're 2 games up on Buffalo for home field, but it's not really 2 because if they tie, Buffalo gets the tie-breaking edge for that number 1 seed. So it's really, in my opinion, I look at it like the Chiefs have a game and a half cushion above Buffalo. So they can't take the Buffalo Bills lightly. They have to be strong. I mean, they can't take the Cleveland Browns lightly. They got to come out and they got to play strong, and they got to show we're a better team than you. They can't let these teams hang around. It's the biggest concern. It's the biggest scare. But the Chiefs are 9 times AFC West champions in a row. We applaud it. We're happy about it. And thank you again, all our viewers and watchers and people that have commented. And again, check us out on Facebook, our Facebook postgame show page, Shaggy, Shane, and Harvey Williams, KC Chiefs postgame on Facebook. Give us a like, give us a follow. We got news and informations and stories daily. We'll keep you abreast. Hopefully we'll find out specifically of the DJ Humphrey injury. Hopefully it's just cramps, like Harvey says.
He got cramps.
Before we get out of here, Harvey, why do you think it was cramps instead of something severe?
Just the way he was moving and grabbing his leg, like I've seen, I've been cramped 1,000 times. I know when guys are dehydrated. I don't think it was anything physical, that's structural. I just think he just was dehydrated. I mean, he been sitting at home, so I just think he just got overheated and dehydrated, and nothing that a lot of Gatorade and a couple of IV bags fix that up. But he has to get in shape.
So as soon as he was down and you saw him, the way he was holding his leg and the way he stood up, you knew instantaneously it was cramps. So
I think it was cramps. Yes, yeah. I'm willing to bet my life on it.
Harvey Williams is betting his life. The DJ Humphreys injury is only cramps.
Yeah,
I'm holding to it. He hasn't lied to me yet, and I don't think he ever will. Harvey, I'm looking forward to next Sunday. We'll be back here probably about 3:20, 3:30 Central.
Yes, sir.
All our viewers staying up late. And if you give us a like and a follow on Facebook, Shaggy, Shane, and Harvey Williams, KC Chiefs post-game show. You'll see all our shows with our guests. And moving forward, we will keep you abreast. Check us out there. Until next Sunday in Cole, Cleveland. This is Shaggy, Shane, and Harvey Williams saying, go Chiefs!
Chiefs!